Hey y'all, so I'm Jaleisha Michelle, for those of you that do not know, and I just wanted to share my 2024 reflections like super quickly. I don't want to make this a long drawn out thing, but and forgive me y'all, I'm a little stuffy, so try to get past the sniffles and things. But honestly, 2024 for me has been a year of spiritual maturity and growth. It's not something that I necessarily try to force to happen. It's just pretty much the way God led me during this year. And a lot of times I didn't realize or understand that is what God was doing. But as I sit back and I reflect on um, just all of the many things that have happened down through the year, I realized that God was only maturing me and preparing me for something greater that I don't even fully understand right now. So this 2024, this year of 2024 has been beautiful because I've just trusted God in all things. This year I receive my freedom. I receive my freedom from the spirit of offense. I receive my freedom from just relying on my own strength and my own mind and my own thinking. I just received my freedom to completely and totally lean on Jesus Christ for everything. I learned how to truly cast my cares, um, and I found myself this year not even focusing and realizing that I had things going on because I wasn't like, I would literally give it to God. So I remember one time somebody called me and she needed just some encouragement because, she felt like her marriage was going crazy, the business was going crazy, parenting, like all the things was just going crazy, right? And the more that she started to talk about her situation, I began to see myself in the situation. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't even realize that we had, you like, the things that you're saying, I can relate to because I get it. I get it, but I didn't realize that I had completely been relying on God to fix everything that felt out of order. Um, and that's just kind of when I realized, like, oh my gosh, girl, you have really been trusting in the Lord with all your heart and all your
I've
mind and all your.
also been reflecting on just some relationships and friendships that were once um I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I've been reflecting on friendships that have died. Yeah. I've been reflecting on and and coming to peace with the fact that with some people we just won't have the same dynamic, the same banter, the same relationship that we once had because God is doing something new with me. And the more God does a new thing in me, the more I become detached from the things of the world. And the more that I desire something deeper, I don't desire surface level relationships anymore or surface level friendships anymore. I desire to be in fellowship with people that are serious about their walk with Christ. I don't desire to be, you know, um, with perfect people, but with people that have acknowledged that they need God. With people that have acknowledged that without God, I can literally do nothing. And because of his love, his grace, his mercy, I just want to please him with my life. Those are the type of people that I now long to be connected to. And so I've had to reflect on some friendships that are no longer friendships for me. I see the dynamic changing And one day I literally grieved the loss. I did, because these are people that I loved and truly put in high regard in my life. I don't know if it was the same on their end, but I know how I love people, and I know that once I call you a friend or a sister, that you are, in my eyes, like we family, if, whether we talk every day or not. And so just to see the dynamic change is something that I had to make peace with. And it is something that I just said, God, I'm willing to give it up if that means that I'll get closer to you. I'll go grow closer to you. And I've also just been welcoming new connections, new relationships with people that I never would have been able to meet within my day to day communities and circles, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. But I've embraced these new relationships. I've been open to the fact that if I want the new thing God is doing in me, I have to be open to new connections. And so of course, using discernment for sure, but I have opened up myself to new things, and it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful to just see God literally strategically put people in your path that can receive from what you have to pour. So that has been beautiful building this year. Um I've also just allowed people to fall off as necessary as well. Um and I have not looked for closure. It is what it is. I don't need closure. Um, I know what I pray, and I know I give God access to every area in my life, and that includes every relationship. And so, I've just had to learn to be okay when it comes to relationships ending, or people just deciding that, you know what, this is nobody I no longer want to continue to grow with, and that's okay. So it's just been a lot of reflecting on that, and I just had to come to peace with a lot of things. I've had to just, you know, end up saying maybe this is not the season where we continue on. Maybe in another season we will reconnect again, but maybe this is just not the season for that. And I just trust God in that. So yeah. Also this year I have just accepted the call on my life. Like truly accepted it and realized that I am set apart. I am called for something bigger. And so I've learned that um it's in me and it's on me. And it is what it is. It is, I just, whatever. I've come to um be I've began to get comfortable with being a woman after God's own heart. Yeah. And yeah, I've begun to get comfortable with being a woman that has spiritual gifts and callings on her life. I've begun to get comfortable with being misunderstood and talked about because it comes along with the territory, right? Yeah, this year I've truly come out of people pleasing, and it has been a process. It has been something that I've had to truly like continuously pray and lay at the feet of Jesus, so that I can not hold on to offenses and not read too much into the actions of people, because the enemy will use people to try to distract your growth and make you feel like you're crazy because everybody else around you is one way. And maybe you're being too deep, maybe you're being too religious. That's the kind of stuff the enemy tries to tell you when you begin to truly obey God and let that be the reason. Let that be like the ruling factor of your life. Like the enemy will start making you think that you're in the wrong. This year, I've decided to trust God at His word and tell the enemy, no, you're the liar here. I'm not a liar. The Spirit of God lives in me. I know what He's called me to do, and I'm going to stand in that. So I have just come to terms with the fact that I'm called, I'm chosen, and there's a great calling on my life. And at this time, I don't feel the need to share all of that. I feel like as the Lord continues to develop me, um, the people who have eyes to see and ears to hear will see and hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying and doing in and through me. Also, this year, the best thing that I've done all year long is read the Bible from cover to cover. I started I had the urge and the desire to read through the Bible for the first time. I started a plan towards the middle of January, and it's been the best thing that I've done all year long. Literally, the best thing that I've done all year long. Um, and I'm excited to do it again. I'm excited to do it again. When I'm done with this one, I'm gonna do it again because I can't explain to you what God has done in me just by simply reading His Word. I encourage you, read His Word. You're gonna fall in love with God like never before. I can't even. If I would literally be here all day telling you the things that God has done in my life just by spending time in His Word this year. It's been beautiful, y'all. He's done. When I tell you, okay, let me get off of it because I would go in on that alone. I've also just trusted God with just everything when it comes to business, social media, and just different things that I believe that He's called me to do. I have consistently tried to show up the way God wants me to show up. And I have also this year been in this like, it's like the Lord has been pruning me on levels, right? And through stages. And so what I would think was good for me, the Lord would prune more things out of me. And I realized that, wait a minute, this is not what He's called me to do. So a lot of things this year, I felt like I was starting and stopping. But once I really sat down and thought about the thing, I realized that it felt like I was stopping and starting because the Lord was pruning things out of me. And He was shifting me from doing my own will to doing His will. And so the things that I thought I should be doing, the Lord would prune me until He um got my own self out of the way, and then He would open my eyes to what was true. And once I locked in with what was true, I was unstoppable. Um And so I just learned not to get comfortable in anything because my life is not my own. If I say if I say that I live a surrendered life, then I don't get to make the plans and the rules to my life. And so I told God that I'm open and I'm a willing vessel and a willing participant. I want to partner with you. I want to be led by you. To just, I want to be in the will of God. I don't want Jalisha's way. So it may have felt like a lot of stop and go. A lot of people may have been like, oh, what she got? What's she doing now? Uh, she, all over the place. I feel like I was all over the place sometimes, but I'm just so thankful that I've understood that it's just been a season of pruning, learning, growing, and realizing that, okay, although this is good, this is not what God is calling you to. So,
Yeah.
so overall, I'm just gonna give this year a 10 out of 10 because I'm I'm alive. I'm in my right mind. I've grown spiritually, mentally, and I'm looking forward to see all that God would do in the year in years to come. I'm trusting Him with everything, and so I can't fail. Failure is no longer an option. Failure is no longer a fear of mine. I don't even fear failure anymore because I no longer rely on my strength. I no longer believe that I'm in control of anything prospering or failing. So when you have that mindset, it's like, what do I have to lose? Nothing, literally. And so, yeah, I this year was beautiful. Even with the things and the relationships and the, you know, people that I lost, that I thought we were building towards sisterhood or whatever. Even in that, I can still say that this has been a beautiful year because everything that I lost, God replaced it with the truth in His Word. And once you have the truth, nobody can take that from you. Like, so it's just been beautiful to actually grow in God and to stand on His word and not waver because you don't want to offend nobody or you don't want nobody to think you're this way or that way. Like, it's been beautiful. Like, people have not even been able to hold me to my past. I haven't even allowed myself to hold me to my past because I believe what His word says. I believe it. I truly believe His word. And so my views have changed. The way I view people has changed. Um and I'm just, my prayer going forward is that the Lord will continue to do a new thing in me, that He will continue to get the things in me that does not reflect Him, that does not reflect His heart, His character. I pray that He just continue to get that stuff out of me so that I can truly be used, so that I can truly be a vessel that He can work through, that He can do miracles through, that He can do all He wants to do through me. That's truly my prayer.